So you spent several years at Microsoft, which we've talked about,
Mhm.
right? And so one of the things I know about you is that you said at some point you realized that the future doesn't reward the smartest people, it rewards those that are most adaptable. Tell me
Mhm.
what moment made you realize that and how you're implementing or advising people to implement that in their lives.
It's a very simple thing. I mean, I did this extraordinary thing in my career that not many people do because they're probably not as crazy as me. I started in a traditional manufacturing business, and then I went to the tech sector, and that transition from a very solid, reliable, s relatively static technology industry, right? You know, manufacturing paper is a huge industry, and you don't change those machines from year to year. It's kind of the same thing. You can optimize and improve, of course. And that philosophy was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I was brought, I had 10 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then I went to Microsoft, and they taught me this thing of, if something works, it's already obsolete, which was, that's the moment I realized, so the people who are going to thrive in this environment are the people who are prepared to say, I've just finalized this process. I've just got it right, but I accept that it's not perfect. I accept that it could be improved in some way. I might not improve it this week because I've only just finished it, but I will come back to it at some point because I know it can be better. Those are the people that thrive in a world of change because they don't accept that anything is ever finished. It's always a work in progress. It can always be done better. Nothing has to be the way it is forever. Indeed, our entire business, everything about the way we do things could be different a short time from now if we choose. It's a choice that we make, and it's the people that make that choice to keep up and move forwards when it's relevant and useful to do. They're the ones who thrive in this very fast changing world. Anybody who is entrenched in what is familiar to them, the skills that they built up in the past, and trying to protect the way things are, is going to get left behind because all the time they're in their comfort zone, everything outside of their comfort zone is changing. And there comes a point when you're sadly obsolete.
So, in speaking of that, what do you think some early warning signs someone can see in themselves to realize they're professionally becoming irrelevant?
Um, I don't think many people do realize they're becoming irrelevant without some sort of intervention and somebody giving them a stern talking to and pointing out, you come on, Fred, you can do better than this. So the relevance is slow and creeping. You're useful, you're good, you've got skills, and then at some point, some new skills or some new way of thinking comes along. You don't embrace it. You're entrenched in doing what you do. You're busy. You're not paying attention, and then suddenly, oh, there's a whole new system, or where there's a company acquisition or something's happening. We don't really need you anymore, Fred, because you're not part of the future solution. You're part of our past. So you don't really realize that you are becoming irrelevant. You just get comfortable. You just get used to doing a job to the best of your ability. You may be brilliant at that job as well. I hate the thought that this is a depressing notion for your listeners because it shouldn't be. It's actually, I hope, a little gentle wake up call to say, hang on, could
That's
you
what I want it to
could you
be.
be the
Yeah.
change? Could you have some ideas? Could you change something about your job? Why is it that you feel like you can't do change? And of course we can, and we have. That's what we have to remind ourselves of. Not the fact that we're becoming irrelevant, but that we, once upon a time, we were learning all new things. But when we started in the job, or when we were straight out of school, or whenever it was, we were like a sponge. We would absorb all this. Wow, what's going on? We were curious. We were asking questions. We were having ideas, and then at some point, a lot of us, quite naturally, just get really good at what we do, and we do that thing again and again. And yes, we're moving with the times a bit, but are we really creating the future, or are we just barely keeping up? That's the question. So what I want your listeners to have is that spark of, this is quite fun. I could actually reinvent anything about my job. Everything I do, the way I work, every process, every system, every tool is obsolete. Let's start from there. It's already out of date. What should I improve first? Where do I start?